Hello everyone. In our last program, we have increased the brightness of the LED and we wrote a long code. So let me write that code once again. We had used the event block and then from the Arduino, we use set PWM pin was 0 and then we kept on increasing it. So every time we gave, let's say, 1 second time for that brightness. Here it was 50, then 100, then 150, and then 200. Since I do not have the value in the drop down, I have typed it here, and here I'm going to type 250. So this way we have increased the brightness of the LED from 0, which is off, to the brightest 250. Let's say I wanted to do it in a step of 25. I will have to change the output here as 25, then 50, 75, 100, and the number of lines of code will increase. Now we saw that variables help us to reduce the line of code. Now can I use a variable here? To check whether you can use a variable here, what we need to check is, do we have any repeatability? So here if I dislodge these blocks and put them in a twos, and here I add one more weight. I know this has no role to play because there is no other command, but at the same time it does not harm, so I can still have it here. So if you see here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 two block codes are there and they are almost same. When I say almost, they are not exactly same. Why? Because the output as here it is 0, here it is 50, here it is 100, 150, 200, 250. Other than this, everything else is same. Set PWM pin 5, set PWM pin 5 here, set PWM pin 5 everywhere. Wait 1 second everywhere. So it is almost same except for this value. And when such a scenario is presented to you, you can use a variable. To use a variable, what we need to do, we need to go to data and blocks and make a variable. I'm going to call this brightness. Since I'm using it to set the brightness of the LED. Click on OK. It creates these blocks. Now this block here, this holds the value of the variable. Whatever value I want will be inside this. This is used to define the variable and to give its initial value. So this block here, when I use this block here, it defines the variable. You can see here, it has defined the variable brightness and it has given the initial value as 0. So this is our first command whenever we are using variable. We want to define and initialize the variable. Once we have done that, then the next step is use it and manipulate it. Here I want to set the value as 0 and I have defined the value of variable as 0. So inside this, at this point in time, the value is 0. I can put it here. And that means now this block set PWM pin 5 output as brightness and the value of brightness at this point in time is 0. The next one is manipulate. I want to change this value because next time I want 50. So I'm going to use the block change brightness by. Please remember this is change by. So I have to add here 50. I have to change by 50 because it's 0 and I want to make it 50. So I need to add 50. So I use change brightness by 50. And now inside this block, the value is 50 now after this command. And this is 50 here. So I can put this here. And now you can see that this block set PWM pin 5 output as brightness, and even this block is set PWM pin 5 output as brightness. And that means they have become same. And if I keep on doing this, here, 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 and every time I'm going to change the brightness by 50 so that the next value which I require is set in that variable. And now you can see all these blocks, they look same, exactly same. So here it is 50, the 50 goes here, then change by 50 becomes 100, 100 goes here, change by 50 becomes 150, 150 goes here, change by 50 becomes 200, 200 goes here, change by 50 becomes 250, 250 goes here. And then it changes by 50 becomes 300, but we are not going to use it afterwards. So that's fine. These blocks, two blocks, have actually no role to play other than making this set of blocks repeatable. And how many times I have to repeat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these three blocks have to be repeated 6 times. And now I don't need this because I have already done this here. Initially, the value is 0, 0 goes inside here, waits 1 second, then changes the value by 50. So the value in brightness becomes 50. Once I come back here, set PWM pin 5 output as 50 now because this is holding 50 value now. Then after 1 second, the value becomes 100. So this becomes 100. After 1 second, 150. After 1 second, 200. After 1 second, 250. 6 times done, it comes out. So even if the value is 300, that value is not displayed because it has come out. So I don't need these. And this is my program to increase the brightness of LED from 0 to 250. Now if I want to bring down the value from 250 to 0, what I can do? I can set the value 250 here. Why do I need this step? Because the value is 300 and 300 is not an acceptable value for brightness. The maximum should be 255. So I'm putting it 250 again, and then I will repeat this, but this time I'm going to reduce the value, which is minus 50. So it will glow from 0 to 250 and 250 to 0 again. I hope you understood the program. Make the program, upload it in your CurioFire board. Check out the LED's brightness. It increases from 0 to 250 and from 250 to 0. We'll meet in next video. Happy making.